consistent playing time this year. Plus, Brett Gardner will be a free agent at year's end. Unless they plan on bringing back the veteran outfielder as a fourth outfielder, Clint should get the starting nod, which is why Andujar might be more available in trade talks. While getting Miguel Andujar and or Clint Frazier in a trade involving Adam Frazier and Keone Kela would be a nice addition, I think the Pittsburgh Pirates should also get a prospect pitcher. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Pirates are not going to get back someone like Deivi Garcia, the 40th best prospect in baseball, and the Yanks' best prospect, but I would try to get an arm with a lot of raw potential. Sort of how Tanaj Thomas was in the Jordan Luplow, Eric Gonzalez trade. Regardless, if any team needs a guy who can play either middle infield or corner outfield, now is the time for the Pirates to shop Adam Frazier towards the Yanks. Another series is in the books, as is another series loss for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who continue to be one of the worst teams in baseball. The 2020 season has been a miserable one for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That continued this week at PNC Park when the team welcomed the Cleveland Indians to town. Playing the Indians for the first time this season, the Pittsburgh Pirates suffered yet another series loss. In fact, they were swept yet again. With the series loss, the Pirates are now 0-6 in series played this season. This, however, does not include their yet-to-finish series against the Cincinnati Reds. That series saw each team win a game before a Cincinnati player testing positive for the coronavirus led to the last two games of the series being postponed. While the series against the Indians was another painful one for the Bucs, there were some positives to come out of it. Of course, there were plenty of negatives that came out of the series loss as well. As we do throughout the season here at bucco-booth, we will now dish out grades for the Pirates series against the Indians. We will grade performance of the Pirates starting rotation, bullpen, and offense in the series loss. As always, we will begin with the starting rotation. Game 1 of the series saw JT Brubaker make his second career start in what was treated as a piggyback start. With Derek Holland coming in for 2 innings behind Brubaker, the young righty struggled. Brubaker allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. He walked 3 and just struck out just 1. Additionally, 2 of the 3 hits he allowed were doubles. Steven Brault started the second game of the series and was brilliant. After walking Cesar Hernandez to start the game, Brault would allow just 1 base runner until the 5th inning when he allowed his first hit of the outing. With runners on the corners and no one out in the 5th inning, Brault cleaned things up with a 1-3 line-out double play that admittedly did feature some good luck. It was also a great play in the field by Brault. When his night ended, the lefty had pitched 5 scoreless innings, allowed just those 2 hits in the 5th inning, issuing 1 walk and striking out 3. Thursday night, Trevor Williams held the Indians to just 1 run on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The problem is, due to pitch count, he only lasted 4 innings. That's something he will need to improve moving forward. As has been the case for much of the season, the Pirates starters were not bad against the Indians, but they did not pitch as well as you would like either. A 3 ERA for the series is strong, but it came in just 12 innings of work. Failing to work more innings in the series hurts the grade of the starting staff of the Pittsburgh Pirates receives for their work against the Indians. I give them a B-. The bullpen continues to be an absolute roller coaster for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tuesday night, all in all, was not a bad night for the Pirate bullpen. Derek Holland pitched 2 scoreless innings in relief of Brubaker. Chris Stratton, Nick Turley, Richard Rodriguez, and Keone Kela would each follow with a scoreless inning of their own. While Sam Howard allowed a game-winning 3-run home run in the 10th inning, one of the 2 runners on base was there due to the new extra inning rule, so it was not a runner Howard put on base. Furthermore, the home run appeared to go foul, but even after a lengthy review, it was still ruled fair. Overall, anytime your bullpen needs to cover 7 innings and they allow just 2 earned runs, you will gladly take it. Game 2 was a different story for the bullpen. Following Brault 5 dazzling innings, Dovidas Neverauskas proceeded to allow a 3-run home run in the 6th inning. Tyler Bachelor also got tagged for 3 runs, and Jeff Hartlieb had some struggles with control. When the dust settled, the Pirate bullpen had allowed 6 earned runs on 3 hits, 7 walks, a home run, and a hit batter in just 4 innings of work. In Game 3, the bullpen performed well again. Howard bounced back with a 1-2-3 inning, and fellow lefty Brandon Waddell fired 2 scoreless innings of his own. Stratton allowed an unearned run due to a Josh Bell error in his lone inning of work. Then Turley fired a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Overall, good stuff from the bullpen. 2 good nights for the bullpen outweighs 1 bad night. That 1 bad night, however, cost the bullpen a better grade for the series. I give them a B. Offense continues to be a major issue for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The team scored 3 runs in Game 1, 1 run in Game 2, and then they were shut out in Game 3. When you average just a tick over 1 run per game for a series, that is bad, folks. The one bright spot in the series offensively for the Bucs was Kevin Newman. In the series, Newman was 6 for 11 with 2 walks and a double. After a slow start to the season, Newman is now hitting for a .292 average, a .329 on base, and a .375 slugging this season. While you want to see more power from Newman, it is good to see him rediscovering the stroke he had when he was one of the best rookie hitter in the National League in 2019. We continue to beat this dead horse, but the offense must be better for the Pittsburgh Pirates. While Newman has finally started to heat up at the plate, Adam Frazier, Brian Reynolds, Josh Bell, and Gregory Polanco all continue to struggle. Outside of an increase in power, Colin Moran has regressed this season as well. Outside of Newman and Eric Gonzalez, every Pirate batter has regressed from 2019. That is alarming. I give them an F. With the Pittsburgh Pirates possibly being the only sellers in the National League and many contending teams' pitchers hitting the IL, Derek Holland could become a really interesting trade piece. The Pittsburgh Pirates signed Derek Holland to a minor league contract back at the very end of January. So far, he's been inconsistent. Through his first 11 and a third innings of work, Holland looked really impressive. Though he did allow 6 earned runs, 3 of them were given up by poor defense and Miguel Del Pozo's lack of control. Holland's third start of the season was a disaster. Though he pitched 5 innings, he gave up 5 home runs and 9 total earned runs. But he still struck out 6 batters and walked just 1. Plus, so far he's only had 1 truly disastrous inning with the Pittsburgh Pirates. That being the first inning of the game versus the Tigers. 3 of the 5 home runs and 5 of the 9 earned runs he gave up all came in the first inning of that game. The last time Holland pitched, it was out of the bullpen. He threw 2 shutout innings and struck out 2 batters. Hopefully, that first inning in the game against the Tigers was a fluke. Holland pitching out of the pen isn't anything new to the lefty. He's done it 75 other times in his career. So he does have value as a swingman as well. Despite his 6.58 FIP, he has a much more manageable 4.58 xFIP, which is roughly league average. If you take out that 1 inning where he gave up 4 home runs, his actual FIP becomes 3.62. Holland is also inducing soft contact 20% of the time, which is well above the league average rate of 15%. What makes Holland in a season like this intriguing is the fact that he's a durable left-handed pitcher. Since the beginning of 2017, he's only had 2 10-day injury stints. Many teams right now need durability. Look at how many contenders have lost pitchers because of injury. The Braves currently have 3 pitchers who are supposed to be large cogs in their staff out. The Cubs haven't seen Jose Quintana all year and recently placed Tyler Chatwood on the injury list. Astros Justin Verlander, Chris Davinsky, Roberto Osuna, and Brad Peacock are all hurt. The Twins lost Rich Hill for a good chunk of the year, and Homer Bailey is still on the injury list. Who knows what the Indians are going to do with Mike Clevenger and Zach Plesac? The Tampa Bay Rays have 8 pitchers who are on their MLB roster on the IL. Durability right now is a must. And if you can get a durable, semi-competent starting capable pitcher, especially a lefty, they're going to get some attention. What also can make Holland an interesting trade piece is the lack of sellers this deadline. Teams that were projected to be sellers in a normal season, like the Tigers, Orioles, Marlins, Rockies, and Rangers, all look like they could stand pat at the deadline. Now, there are only 3, maybe 4 true sellers this deadline. That being the Pirates, Red Sox, Mariners, and possibly Giants. This could potentially leave the Pittsburgh Pirates as the only true sellers in the National League. Now, obviously, I don't think we'll get back anything like a top prospect for Holland, but that doesn't mean that player won't become an interesting prospect to watch. When the Pirates acquired O'Neal Cruz for Tony Watson, Cruz was an extremely raw talent, but had a .635 OPS at single A. This is now one of the best trades Neil Huntington made in his tenure. Tanaj Thomas wasn't all that known of a prospect when the Pirates traded Jordan Luplow and Max Moroff for him, and now Fangraphs ranks him as the 79th best prospect in baseball with one of the best fastballs in the minors. I could see the Pirates pulling a similar trade last year when the Orioles sent Andrew Cashner to the Red Sox for 2 17-year-old prospects, a very, very raw talent that's extremely projectable. Sometimes those guys turn into top prospects. Even getting something back like international bonus pool money would be a plus, as this upcoming 2020 to 2021 international class could be one to keep an eye on. Having extra bonus pool money to spend on that could help the Pirates sign a better prospect than one they could get through a trade. And when you talk about the trade deadline, I mean, Derek Holland is obviously a guy that the Pirates need to trade, and hopefully he can take advantage of what should prove to be a bit of a showcase start for him at 4 p.m. this afternoon. And hopefully it is, or could be, his final outing with Pirates. Because with this year's trade deadline, it's an interesting deadline. Being because there's only going to be 1 month of Derek Holland that the team would be acquiring. But the thing is, with the Pirates being the only true sellers in the National League, and really the only other 2 sellers being the Red Sox and Mariners, the Red Sox got to work last night trading Brandon Workman to the Phillies, the Pirates have an opportunity to really trade a guy like Derek Holland, and we talked about trading Adam Frazier and Keone Kela. But those 3 guys are the guys that the Pirates and Ben Cherington need to look to trade before the deadline. And when you look at who's going to bring back the biggest pull, I obviously think Kela and Frazier could even bring back a guy like Andujar and Clint Frazier from the Yankees. But when you talk about Derek Holland and who you could trade him to and what he could bring back, you take a look at some of the deals in the past. And I mentioned the Orioles trade last year when Andrew Cashner was sent to the Red Sox for 2 17-year-old prospects. And I would be fine with that, be fine with getting some really young, solid prospects that the Pirates and Ben Cherington could build off of. Because we sort of talked about the future and where the Pirates stand moving forward, and I have 2023 being the year that they sort of put it all together and become a competitive team once again. I also think getting international bonus pool money, similar to the deal that they did with the Phillies with Corey Dickerson last year, that could be something to keep an eye on. Because this signing class is a very intriguing one. We'll talk about that as we get closer to that time opening up, and we'll see what the Pirates do at the deadline and how much pool money they'll have. But honestly, if they can get a decent amount of international bonus pool money from a team for trading Derek Holland, then that could potentially be a better prospect than the Pirates would be able to acquire via a Derek Holland trade. So some very interesting things to go over, and we have one episode left before the August 31st trade deadline next Saturday on the 29th. But there's going to be a lot to discuss, and we'll see if the Pirates do elect to make any trades this week, because, as I said, as more time moves on, and it's clear that the Pirates are out of contention, being the worst team in baseball, currently have a 3-game lead over the Mariners for that number 1 overall pick in 2021. It's clear that they need to trade some guys to sell off, and it's better to do it now than in a week. So give teams an extra week, and you'll probably get a bigger return for doing that. You'll get rewarded for trading Holland earlier rather than later, and that honestly is what Ben Cherington should look to do, and that is what I expect him to look to do this coming week. So expect a big